Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney says she answered every single question asked of her by the second most powerful official at the Justice Department, but he didn't clarify what the conversation was about or why Todd Blanche was there. The Deputy Attorney General, who was also President Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, spoke with Jeffrey Epstein's longtime accomplice over the past 2 days. Well, Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence, convicted of charges of recruiting, grooming and trafficking underage girls for Epstein. Meanwhile, when asked if he plans to pardon or commute her sentence earlier, President Trump said he hadn't thought about it, but he isn't ruling it out. CNN's Cara Scannell joins us now with the latest on the Epstein scandal. I mean, it's very difficult to know, Cara, what would justify the length of time the Deputy AG is spending with Ghislaine Maxwell if it wasn't for that particular reason.
So the Deputy Attorney General over the past 2 days has spent at least 9 hours in these closed-door meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell and her attorney. You know, going into the meeting, Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, had said that he wanted to know what Maxwell knew about any crimes committed by anyone else against the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Now, her lawyer leaving the courthouse today, just a few moments ago, had said that Maxwell answered truthfully. He said no question was off the table. He said that she was asked about maybe 100 different people. He said she answered questions about everybody and didn't hold anything back. And of course, there are a lot of famous names that have come up through the history of this scandal, the investigation, the prosecution, famous people, including current President Donald Trump, former President Bill Clinton. Their names have popped up. Neither of them have been accused of any wrongdoing, but this is the type of information her lawyer is suggesting was covered. All of these famous people, a lot of different names, asked a lot of questions here. And one big question has been, what has been the ground rules of this meeting? The White House is dealing with this unending attention, publicity over this investigation, what they had promised to make public, and then the administration saying they weren't going to make public different documents and information. So in trying to quell that seems to be a reason why Todd Blanche came to do these interviews. But the big question would be, what does Maxwell get out of it? And so her lawyer said that there were no asks, there were no promises, and nothing about a pardon had been promised or made. So a lot of questions, though, still about what will develop from this. The Deputy Attorney General had said that he would make information about what they learned from this public at the appropriate time. It's unclear when that will be or if it will do anything to tamp down what has been this growing controversy that the Trump White House has had to deal with. But certainly very interesting that Todd Blanche himself would agree to go to this meeting, and that according to Maxwell's attorney, nothing was off the table, that she answered questions about, as he put it, as many as 100 different people.
Goodness. Okay, Cara Scannell with the latest. Thank you.
Answered every single question asked by the second most powerful official at the Justice Department. He didn't clarify what the conversation was about or why Todd Blanche was there. The Deputy Attorney General, who is also President Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, has been speaking with Jeffrey Epstein's longtime accomplice over the past 2 days. Well, CNN's Cara Scannell is following the story and joins us with the latest on the Epstein scandal. Good to see you, Cara. So this is the second day that we've seen the convicted sex offender being questioned by the Deputy Attorney General, which is quite unusual in itself. What exactly is the DOJ hoping to get from these conversations?
Hey, good to be with you, Linda. Yeah, this is a very unusual meeting to have the second most powerful person in the Justice Department meeting with someone who is convicted of this sex-related crime and serving a 20-year prison sentence. So, you know, this meeting comes as the White House and the Trump administration is struggling to tamp down the political firestorm that has erupted over the Epstein files and their about-face decision to not release more information. So, that's the kind of the backdrop for this meeting, and the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said that he wanted to meet with Maxwell to see what she knew about any other crimes committed by anyone else involving Epstein's victims. So Blanche said he will provide more information about the details that he learned from this investigation in the appropriate time, but they haven't laid out a timeline for that, or even what Maxwell could say that they think would help where they're looking in this to quell this firestorm, but also if there is any further stone to be unturned in this investigation. The Justice Department has said that they looked at everything in the first instance and that they reviewed the files more recently, that they do not see any other individuals who they could bring a case against, that there is no client list that Jeffrey Epstein kept, and that there's no evidence of any blackmail he held against anyone else. So certainly a big question here for what comes out of this. Now, Maxwell's lawyer has spoken to reporters after the meeting. He said that no promises were made about this meeting and that he did not know what the outcome would ultimately be. He said he has not spoken with President Trump about a possible pardon, but he says he hopes he exercises his right and does the right thing. Certainly a big question, but his lawyer said that there was nothing that was off limits over these meetings that took place over the past 2 days that were more than 9 hours. In fact, he said that Maxwell was asked about as many, or he said maybe as many as 100 different people throughout these interviews. And of course, these allegations around Epstein have spanned for more than 2 decades. We've heard President Trump's name being mentioned, Prince Andrew, a host of others, all of whom have denied any wrongdoing. Not even many of them have been accused of any wrongdoing, but certainly an expansive period of time and a lot of people. And her lawyer says that she answered every question truthfully and that he was hopeful that there would be an outcome where she could get out of this prison sentence that she is serving, of which she's only about 4 years into the 20-year sentence.
All right, we will stay across this story and have much more on it later this hour. Cara Skinnell, thanks very much.